Assalamu alaikum. So, I haven't spoke to you guys about my journey lately as of been, what's been going on. So, this past school year, as far as with my sons, I had to pull one. My boys went back to school. They didn't want to be homeschooled. That's another thing about that because they didn't want to be homeschooled. They actually wanted to go to school, and I let them. So, I put them into a charter school. It's different from the one that I was telling y'all about before in one of my other videos. That school was pretty decent. It was all right. Um, go if they do go back to school, which I believe they do want to go back to school because this summer I'll be homeschooling, so they're going to go back to school next year. And yeah, they definitely don't want to stay home with me. But with one of my sons, he turns 9 years old. He is in third grade, or he's just coming out of the third grade. During the school year, I had to pull him out. I had to pull him out and homeschool him. Yes, I'm still a single mom by myself, working and everything. So it's like how I have time to do it. I make time to do it. I work overnights. And I come home. I get some sleep and then I homeschool with him. I do work with him. He is old enough to the point where he can do work himself. So, because a lot of times I do have to come home and go to sleep. But then too, y'all have to remember, the times of day of which you homeschool does not have to pair up with the times that school is actually in. You got to do what works for you, okay? Because sometimes he does his schoolwork when my other boys is coming home from school. At nighttime, he may do it like 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock. It depends. But yeah, but that's not every night or every day. So I had to pull him out. And I had to pull him out because he wasn't doing good in school. And I think that with him, it's also the way that he learns, but then also, circumstances of what has been going on within my household. I have been married for a very long time. I was married for a long time when I was married. So, years. I was married for a very long time. And um, my son, the one I'm speaking of, he is a father's boy. He's a daddy's boy. So he is very much affected by our separation. It's nice that he wake up crying about it and everything. So when he's in school, he does not care to pay attention. He'll act out in some type of way. He started telling stories, lies, aka lies, and things that it's like school wasn't benefiting him. If I sent him off to school, it was basically as like a child care type thing. It wasn't benefiting him. So what am I gonna send him to school for if he's not learning anything? He didn't even put effort towards anything. So if you're not putting effort towards anything, what are you doing? Failing, right? So the only thing he was passing was gym. So so I pulled him out of school and I started homeschooling him. I noticed that homeschooling for him benefits him majorly. He learns a lot more one on one. I think that's with any children, but with him in particular, his attitude, started to change because he's home with me. He, it was just a little bit different. I know differences I noticed with him. Of course, he still have his days where he act out or whatever, but you know, I just have to be patient with him. Alhamdulillah, I never realized because I don't really consider myself as being patient. Like, I don't think any mom really do when you have kids because it's like, oh my gosh, you feel like you're driving me so crazy. But when someone else tells me that I have a lot of patience and I'm like, really, you think so? And she like, a really good friend of mine, and I'm like, wow, girl, alhamdulillah, I try. But yeah, like, and that's the thing because you do have to have a lot of patience, especially with homeschooling. But my other two boys, they were doing all right with school, but this is something too. My youngest, he's in first grade. He wanted to go to school, okay? So he went to school, and I just received, mind you, in all of his grades, his academics, he was doing fine. He was passing all his classes, right? I just got something saying that the school wanted to hold him back because he couldn't read 64, I think it was 64 words in a minute. I'm like, what? That's a reason to hold a kid back because he couldn't read 64 words in a minute. That is what she said, and other than his absences, his attendance. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's a reason. But if you look at everything else in his grades, everything passes. Like, nope. I had to pull him out because it made no sense for him to continue on for that month of the school after she told me that. So I'm doing homeschooling with him during the summer. He will not be failing nothing because my son really get him tested right to the next school, right next to the next level, grade level that he's going to be going into. So that ain't happening just because you say, oh, he can't read 60 something words in a minute is the reason you fail it. This is craziness. And a lot of parents don't let that happen because you have the choice to take advantage of your child's grades and of take advantage or take over that and make something else happen because I'll guarantee you when he starts, he's going to a different school, but when he start, he's going to be going into the second grade. I guarantee you with that because I'm going to make sure of it. That's not a reason to fail a child. So I'm kind of like thinking of I really can't, even they want to go to school, they like going to school, he really loves going to school, but the school that I'm putting him in, my oldest son goes to that school, so I know I won't have to worry about stuff like that happening with him. Yeah, that school is awesome. Like the school, the school that my oldest son go to is pretty awesome, especially considered from my area. It's good. So right now, yeah, I'm still doing what I'm doing and trying to make the best work with my boys. But yeah, being a single mom and doing all of this not easy. Of course it's not, and especially when you don't have much help. But I still have to try to do the best I can to just make it happen. I don't ever cry, why me? You know what I'm saying? Just gotta do what I gotta do, and inshallah, y'all do it too. You could do it. You could put your mind to do it, especially if you got some planning. I'll be trying to. Hey, stop talking to each other like that. Did you hear me? And these two little ones, I never seen kids fight so much. Oh my God. We're having boys. They're 18 months apart. They fight so much. And I'm like, whoa, they fight so much. Like, y'all, what do y'all do? What do y'all do with y'all kids that fight so much? And you know what? And one of my boys, the one boy I was telling y'all about, the one I had to pull out during the middle of the school year, like, I also noticed that is this kind of getting kind of dark? It looked like it got a little dark outside because I was kind of dusting by this window for the light. But, he kind of like didn't want to, he didn't want to do any work. He'll do work with me for a while. And then it's like, I kind of like have to make him do something. But then it's like, okay, I got to find out different ways to do things with him because he's not, I sit at the table and you have paper and he don't learn like that. Like, he is so hands-on. So right now I'm just trying different things out to see how he learned because it's not easy with him and girl, okay? But I'm not gonna give up because if I give up on him, there's nobody else that's gonna be there to fight for him and to push him to do anything. So I'm mom, I can't give up on him. So leave a comment below, subscribe, check out my other videos. I just posted another video recently about mothers, going through it and committing suicide and the stuff that we go through. So inshallah, none of us will go through that, but y'all take care. All right, check it out, and assalamu alaikum.